Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday night. That means we're back with another Football Manager stream. Um, well, last one was good, wasn't it? We won the Bundesliga, and we will go through the season review when we get to it. But my God, it was a good one. Semi-finals of the Champions League, just one goal away, or one step away from the final. This season, I think we're looking to win that. So let's see how we get on. We've got a summer transfer window coming up for you tonight, and hopefully, good bit of business. We are just looking to make those couple of signings that will help us to take that next step and to win the Champions League. That's the aim. That's what we're doing. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully, we'll be able to bring this save to an end and move on to the next one. So I hope everyone's doing well on this Tuesday night. It's been a rainy day in London, and apparently we're looking forward to that to more rain over the coming weeks as well. So, flip-flops and shorts away for a little while, unfortunately, but hopefully it will just be for a short period of time. We are also doing our first sponsored stream tonight. We've got sponsorship from HelloFresh. Now, this is so anyone who's done streaming, who's used Stream Elements in particular for their streaming, will know that you get these sponsorship offers come up every now and then, and for the most part, they are offers to play a game. And if you get people to go a certain distance in the game, then you earn a bit of money out of it. And I thought, no, I don't really fancy that. I just want to play Football Manager. But this was one that I could get behind because, well, I'm a genuine customer of HelloFresh. Have used their service for months now, and I can genuinely say I like it. So if I can use my stream to give you a decent offer, which I can, then I thought, well, why on earth not? What you can do is if you follow the link in my chat, which I will bring up. Here's the command. I will type it in for you now. If you follow this link, you can get 40% off your first 2 boxes. And 25% off for the next 2 months. And it genuinely is something I would recommend you do. It's fantastic for, it takes all of the pain out of meal planning. It takes all of the pain out of, sort of trying to get the right ingredients and make sure you get the right amount. It takes away the food waste. The portion sizes are just perfect. I mean, I'm very much an over portioner. I will load my plate up and then have to throw some of it away. This kind of takes all of that out of the equation. So go ahead, follow the link, sign up if you can. If you're the person responsible for meals in your house, then I fully recommend it. Enough of the advertisement. We'll probably come back to that a bit later. Let's have a look at how we're getting on as Hertha, shall we? Scraps, how you doing? How is Spain? Ducky, welcome. How you doing, mate? I just saw your post on Discord with your dodgy keepers. Was that your keeper or the opposition? But my goodness, it was. I would again. A number of videos you post where I think I'd be throwing something through my monitor is amazing. Scraps, it's shit. I can explain. No, it can't be. You're on holiday. It's got to be good. Make it good. Oh, you did go back and score. Thank goodness for that. I still probably would have thrown something through something. I like to give off this calm persona when I'm playing on stream, but I've definitely had my moments of wanting to destroy stuff. So, shall we take a look at where we are at the moment? So, 15th of May, we have literally just finished our last game of the season against Hoffenheim. And as you can see, we've had a hell of a run. We really have. There was that one wobble in the league against Wolfsburg where we thought maybe, just maybe, we're going to bottle it the way we did with Rangers. But next game against Augsburg, everything was back to normal. And we went on to win every game after that and win the league at Dortmund. Dortmund against Dortmund. We were at home. Ashwin, buddy, thank you very much for the raid. How was the stream? How was it getting back into the swing of things? I'm playing FM19 at the moment with all leagues and players loaded. Yeah, I feel like you've got a beast of a machine there, Ducky, to be able to do that. But in FM19, the offering for leagues wasn't that bad. I've taken a cold shower on the coldest section because my back is stinging and burning because of how much sun has got on it. Oh no. Or have you got the after sun, a bit of aloe vera shoved in the fridge? It gives you a bit of relief. It's not perfect, but it does give you some relief. Didn't lose a game of League of Legends. How have you managed that? Did you finally find some good teammates? And holidaying on FM 22 and 23 up to 2060. Yeah, scraps. That's horrible. I once had sunburn on my back when I was refelting my shed, and I didn't appreciate how hot it was. I was just getting on with the job, and then spent a bit of time just wandering around the garden. My sunburn was so bad I blistered. So I mean, if there's one thing I can tell you, use sun cream. I don't care who you are, use it because that was painful. There's a point where it got so itchy after when it was starting to heal that I was like a bear rubbing my back up against the wall trying to scratch it. It's not a position anyone wants to be in. So yeah, take care in the sun. It's not worth it. Send you a pic of how red my face is. Oh God. I hope it's not as bad as I'm imagining. Because I own the hell out of everyone. Good stuff. That's great stuff, mate. Okay, so I'm not a League of Legends player, but I mean, I'm assuming that's good. This you here, down at the bottom. Whatever you've done there, mate, looks like good work. And you ordered the MJ statue. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Is that the start of the collection? Yeah, that looks like good numbers there, Ashwin. Just murdered everyone. Four kills, not enough. Try harder. Try harder. Not that I'd know what to do in that game. It's not one I've played, and I've watched your streams a few times, but I still don't know. Got hard carried. Oh gosh, okay. How bad is this? Yeah, that's pretty red looking there, mate. I'd definitely get some after sun on that. Ooh. Okay, shall we try and move forward with game time? I mean, he wants a rest. It's the end of the season. You've got long enough to rest. And look at Ducky. This is the insane prize money I'm talking about. Nearly 100 million for getting first place in the Bundesliga. I think if you do the same in the Premier League, it's what 40 million. I can't remember the last time I did. Let's have a look actually. Let's have a look and see what sort of prize money you get here. 38 million, so less than 40. It is quite tomatoey, absolutely. Yeah, scraps. Putting after sun in the fridge. That's the way forward. I won't show it on stream, Ashwin. Oh, mate, they are. They're immense. They're absolutely immense, mate. That's brilliant. I can't wait to see that. I can't. That's gonna be awesome. Take another culture. I'll be a couple of minutes. Someone is really suffering in the sun. So this summer, I think we've got to figure out what we're trying to buy. What are the positions where I'm not really struggling anywhere. The fact that we won the league by 7 points shows you we're not struggling at all. But we didn't quite have enough to beat Arsenal. We did manage to beat them in the home leg 1-0 while we had 10 men. So it shows we're not a million miles away. But kind of looking, I think, for one or two signings this season to really elevate us. I am wondering whether right back is an area we need to strengthen. And potentially a centre back. But when you look at the performance in the league overall, top scorers, lowest conceders, we're a pretty strong outfit all over the pitch. So it might just be a case of seeing what comes up or who becomes available. I think we're better going forward than we are defensively, and we have got some real strength going forward. So it might be anywhere in this sort of back six that we start to look at. That might be the place. Left back, I think, needs less attention than elsewhere. Although we need to find a replacement for Kirkes, who is only on loan for the season. But it could be we need a marquee signing somewhere along the back six and move forward from there. No, it doesn't seem to open for me, Ashwin. He's a set piece specialist goalkeeper. Everyone does them the rules. I miss the days of who was the Paraguayan goalkeeper who took all the free kicks and penalties? Was it Chilavert? He was Paraguayan, wasn't he? Look at him. That's quality stuff. That is quality stuff. Those eyes are definitely sacri, very sacri. Look, they're not that bad. I think that's the design, isn't it? Not the look, just the colours. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That was my first thought when I saw them. The eyes, I think, are definitely meant to give you a little bit of a feeling of fear. Right, yeah, we'll just accept. Unless they're putting stupid. Oh, no, there's no stupid stuff in there. I don't like all of these. You must play this way. It's the way I'm playing. That's why you've changed your mind on what you want to see. I don't understand what it does other than restrict me from making changes. Fine, whatever. But it's not a fight I want to have. It's not a fight I want to have. Actually, what have we said we're doing next season? I've just seen it. Here we go. So qualify for the Champions League. That's it. Where are the rest of my players? All right, where should we go on our? Where should we go on a pre-season training camp? We're not being given many options. It's Austria, Italy, or Switzerland. I think it's got to be Italy, hasn't it? Why wouldn't it be Italy? Ooh, downgrading of facilities. Well, that's not very nice. Let's get that back up, shall we? Okay, it won't allow me to request to improve them. That's interesting. It can't have been that big a downgrade then, surely. Yeah, hopefully it won't take too long for those emotes to come through because that's going to they're going to look cool as. Yeah, see you shortly, Ducky. So over the weekend, I was thinking about next season, trying to work out what I need to strengthen, what the missing piece of the puzzle is for the Champions League push. And I keep looking at centre back. I keep looking at defensive midfield, thinking maybe we need to make some changes. And Keeley, at one point, was rated as the best player at the club, and it's just his performances have been really good. But I just think the development of some of the forward players has overtaken him massively. Yeah, PMD adaptable as assistant manager. I think that's what it is. You're absolutely right, mate. How do I get you in here? Well, I could just rename Giacomo Morelli, get him in there that way. But yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. And I kept coming back to a two up top formation. What I really want to play is a 4-4-2 diamond. But given the strength I've got on the wings, I'd be daft to even look at it. It'd be absolutely ridiculous for me to even look at it. I'd lose the likes of Dor, of Burkholt, of Hardy, of Lethen. Even though they can play centrally, I've got, yeah, like four players who can play attacking midfield. I would lose out on having anyone on the wings. So I'm going to stick with my 4-2-3-1, but I'm going to ditch the 4-3-3 for this season. I'm not sure what formation to put in its place. I was thinking maybe a 5-2-3, perhaps. Something along those lines, so I can use fullbacks, wing backs, which I love to use. Gives me a bit more solidity in defence, potentially for like Champions League away games against the big teams. But still gives me the wingers that I like having, the striker up front. I could go to a 5-3-2, but again, I still lose my wingers in that formation. So I'm thinking a 5-2-3 along these lines might not be the worst idea. Okay, so you're head of recruitment, Ashwin. That's your new title. Right, let's go and do some boring stuff. Let's go and place adverts for physio and a sports scientist, and then just whoever applies can have that job. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to increase physio wages. They're overpaid as it is. I'm placing an advert for a recruitment analyst because I know what they do, and then we'll go and find ourselves some scouts and whatnot. Welcome back, Scraps. Hope that's feeling a little bit better. Let's see if we can get this guy in. Actually, no, I'm just going to do what I did last time. I'm just going to put it on the job list. I'm just going to put adverts out. Because scouts annoy me. You try and bring in a scout from smaller clubs, you can offer them a ton of money, and then they don't move anyway, even though they might be at some obscure club somewhere. It's not like football players where they are they're willing to move for the bigger reputation. I don't think it works on staff that way. What's my training like? Could have a better goalkeeping coach or two. And otherwise, I think we're good. So let's try and see if we can get a top goalkeeping coach in, shall we? Mm, mm, mm. See who we can find available. Apparently, no one. What jobs are around? Shall we have a look? Yeah, Atletico. That's an interesting one. Well, there's not much exciting out there, is there? Atletico's the only big job that's available. Welcome back, Scraps. I think I'm going to try and win the. Well, I said exciting. What's exciting about Spurs? Are they insecure? Leverkusen. No, no Spurs there. Yeah, I don't see anything Spursy there. No, we're gonna win the Champions League with Hertha. That's the aim. Got to be. No, we'll walk away from that one. Right. So aside from goalkeeping coach, let's have a look at our training and see where we can improve. Possession coach and a strength coach might not be the worst either. Although, what's going on here? That blasted assistant of mine, I think, has been messing with assignments. Ooh, that naughty boy. Right, let's go. Yeah, let's go for a tactical possession coach, and was it defensive? I said no. Defending's fine. Yeah, possession tactical. That's the one. Oh, cold towel on the back. I feel for you, mate, because it hurts. It's very easy to overdo it in the sun, especially when it doesn't feel scorching hot. It's very easy to underestimate what the sun is doing to you. Ashwin, do you just do that randomly? Just stick a cold towel on your back? That doesn't sound. It doesn't sound fun, if I'm honest with you. You might be better as a defensive coach. Hmm. Let's go back to the 4 out of 5. I'm shocked by how few coaches are out there at the moment. All right, let's do the same then. Let's just see who applies. I want to lay in a freezer right now. Oh God. I mean, it's not a bad idea, I don't think, to get a bit of ice on your back. Anything to cool the skin. Obviously, you don't want the ice directly on the skin because that will probably cause more damage. Bag of frozen peas or something like that and just move it across the skin. Hopefully, that'll help you ease up. Oh, but I do feel for you, mate. I truly do. It's not much fun at all. Here we go. It's season review time, and well, Hertha Berlin are the greatest team in Germany. There's no two ways about it. We've broken Bayern Munich's dominance, and not only that, but we put them in their place. 7 points behind us they were in the end. We did the double over them as well. Beat them 3-1 and 4-1. The Champions League is all we've got left to conquer. So, signings of the season, Jen Margraf. Player was uncertain about buying in the January transfer window simply because I felt we were too strong in that area already and I was just overloading the sort of attacking midfield position with too many good players. But he came in and became a um, first team guaranteed straight away. Within a few games, he decided he's the man playing there. Diamande, who'd had a great season up until that point, kind of took a back seat. Jay Lethan, one we signed in the summer, quite often came off the bench, but 10 goals, 12 assists. Shows you everything you need to know about his contribution to the team. João Neves, £8 million. And what a bargain he was. I can't believe his value is only around 40 million. I think he's worth a hell of a lot more than that. Ruben Oliveira, who someone in chat was the one who pulled this one out of the bag for me. I didn't even see him, but he's a big 6'4" Portuguese boy. He does exactly what you want a centre-back to do. He heads the ball away, he tackles players, and he does it quite well. And 6 goals from set pieces, another valuable signing. Chris Osnamu, 8 goals from centre-back, another very good signing. These two could be our centre-back pairing for some time to come. Karim Adeyemi had a few injuries. We only brought him in as a backup anyway, and yeah, he did the job fairly well when he played. Kirkes, backup left back, wasn't exciting, but didn't look out of place. And Luis Silva, our £110,000 signing in the transfer window in January. He's one for the future, and he will keep getting better. Hasn't really shown it in the game so far, but his time will come, I'm sure. Let's see how the weather is outside. Spain is shit and everyone's going to first place. Totally wasn't the one begging my mum for a whole year to go to Spain. Well, I hope you've learnt your lesson about showing a bit of respect for the sun there, Scraps. I'm sure your holiday will get better. I'm certain of it. We should go back to that screen because this is a lovely screen. Look at that. Champions, Hertha Berlin. Bayern Munich had won the last 19 or 20 league titles, and we finally put a stop to them. Beat them comfortably in the end, and as you can see, we lost just the 2 games. The first one against Schalke, which broke our 41-game unbeaten streak in the league. Wolfsburg was a bit of a freak result towards the end of the season. Just as we were starting to wobble, we'd drawn with Cologne, lost to Wolfsburg. We did start to wonder whether winning the league was ever going to happen, but we turned it straight around and won the league against Dortmund with a game to spare. Champions League, we made it through to the semi-final, which is better than we were expecting. The board wanted us to, well, basically to make the group stage. That's all they wanted. We went a lot further than that. Bayern Munich did get their own back on us in the German Cup. They knocked us out after extra time. It happens. Given that we smashed them out of the quarterfinals of the Champions League and beat them in the league, we can let them have their one little glory. And the friendly cup at the start of the season, Bayern Munich won, but no one really cares about that. We've lost sponsorship money somehow. We've gone down by nearly 15 million, so I'm hoping, having won the league, we can pick that up. Dynamic manager timeline. Everyone loves that. Let's move on. So let's get the scouts out, shall we? Looking at a couple of places. I think we want someone who can play one of the DM roles. We'll have a look at potentially an upgrade at centre back. And let's look at goalkeeper. I don't think Marichal did a lot wrong at all. And I said it many times in previous streams. Oh, goodness scraps. Well, there's me waffling on. Welcome back, Quacky. Fuck on, son. Rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, please come back. Gonna check the weather. Calm down. Okay, scraps. Yeah, so I've been saying in a number of streams, you don't want to hear from a goalkeeper at this level. Like every now and then when they're making a great save, you don't mind noticing them. When they make mistakes or they're forever seeming to be involved, then you're doing something wrong. Either your goalkeeper's a mess or your defence is a mess and your goalkeeper's pulling it all together. We barely heard from Marichal. He did make a couple of errors, so I'm not against the idea of finding a replacement for him. But there's just, yeah, it's just about bolstering the squad. And I suppose actually we do need to look for a left back. Just as cover, but we definitely need to look for a left back. Nearly forgot that one. So how's the weather up north, Duck? It's bloody miserable down here. It's been raining all day. It rained a little bit this morning, then rained heavily this afternoon, and just hasn't stopped since. Look at that. Record low draws, record low defeats, record higher points. We're just too good. Bundesliga records, 26 goals. I don't think that's a real one, is it? Hold on, Cho. Ashwin, this was your man. And I was already going to sign him, but when you said I absolutely have to buy him, I did. And no surprise, manager of the year. Players manager of the year at least. I mean, who could argue? Glorious sunshine until about an hour ago, where it's now raining. Oh, okay. Well, we're all in this together then, Duck. We've had some lovely weather the last few weeks, and then yeah, just pouring down. You'll never guess what a still daylight and the sun's like. Hello, it's me. Oh no, did I say I'd play you in cup competitions? Oh dear. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not against selling you. There's yeah, I mean, he's been a fine backup. We've got that youngster who I think is probably stepping up to be the second choice goalkeeper for next season. Seinkel, I think his name is Seinkbell or Sinkbile. There you go. He's definitely my backup, and eventually could take over to be first choice keeper. Might need to keep an eye on his development and start to give him some games. So Marichal hasn't really done anything wrong. 7.12 rating. Pretty good. 18 clean sheets. Might call room service and ask for 20 bags of ice. No, call them and ask for 2, and then call them again and ask for 2, because otherwise they'll all melt and then 18 bags of ice become useless. Right, so we wanted a possession coach, didn't we? So that's technical and mental. I'm not sure any of this lot are up to the job, really. Luciano Volcano is probably the best of them, but he's more of a defensive coach. Let's continue the advert. And this, right, form. Right, recruitment analysts need judging player ability, don't they? So let's go with whoever's the best. Tom Warville, you'll do. That's a lot of money to pay a recruitment analyst, isn't it? Yeah, do you know what? I don't want you that much. Let's go with this guy. Could just promote your youth coach who's in the job advert. Oh, I didn't see that. I might go back and have a look then. I suppose to be a good employee, you do want to look to promote from within. Of course, yeah, there he is. Yeah, I mean, he's not awful, is he? I'm sure we can find a role for him in there somewhere. Oh, look at that, more money. I love it. They're throwing money at me. What's the balance at the moment? 116 million. Look how stingy they are. They're giving me less than half of that to spend, and I'm going to win them the Champions League. You'd think they'd be grateful. Right, Esposito, you can come in and be a physio for me. I'll make room for new youth coach too. No, very right, Duck. And it's not as if I'm desperately in need of someone who will come in, can come in and improve the sort. We've already got the best coaching staff in the league, aside from in goal. So that's somewhere we do need to improve. And actually, did I put in an offer for? Didn't. Let's go back and properly find a goalkeeping coach, shall we? What on earth is going on there? There we go. Oh yeah, if we've got a chance to steal a coach off of Millwall, why not? I'm gonna stop talking about back because then it might make me feel more at ease not thinking about it. I think you're right. I think you're right. Try and distract yourself. Try and find something else to focus on. Anything else, I think. Right. Anyone good in here? So we've got a very good goalkeeper at Barcelona. Is that a minimum release fee? Yeah. See, this is the problem. I'd have to pay £77 million up front, and I don't have £77 million to pay up front, which is a shame. We've got Quadrago, who is German international. I mean, it's another attacking midfielder. I mean, he could play. He could play that role. Minimum fee clause for Champions League teams, which we are, obviously. 28 million. How does he stack up to, say, Keeley? Let's have a look. He's a Secco and Keeley, isn't he? Yeah, there we go. So, not quite as good all round. He's better in the air, and that's about it. Very versatile, though. Can play pretty much anywhere. Wouldn't be a terrible option. Let's get scouts on him for a little bit longer. We'll add him to the shortlist. I can see Man United, Liverpool, and Toulouse of all teams are after him. Yeah, no worries, Scraps. Go on, go and find a real distraction, and we'll catch you back if you're feeling a bit better later, mate. You don't shortlist him, you sign him. I want to leave my options open. That's half my transfer budget gone if I sign him straight off the rip. And it's all he's natural in an area where I'm already very strong. This is where he's best, and I've got player after player. He could play this role, but I don't think he's quite as good as in Keeley. If we have a look at their attributes, a fair amount of that goes in Keeley's way. The stuff Wedrogo is better at, and the pronunciation is obviously wrong, it's stuff you don't really want in a defensive midfielder. Heading, long shots, penalty taking, maybe. Off the ball, jumping reach, so he's good in the air. But I don't think he's any better than what we've got already. That's my view on it. So he's one that I'll keep an eye on. He's a wonder kid. He's 26. His days of being a wonder kid are well over. If he was 19, I'd be flying in for him. There'd be no stopping me. 28 million, I'm all over it. But I'm not convinced. At the start of the game, yeah, but we had this discussion before about how they don't necessarily develop in the same way, do they? Where's he been for his career? Yeah, see, at Schalke, where he's done, I mean, to be fair, he's done well. And that's in a pretty poor Schalke team. Now, I'm gonna keep him on the shortlist. Because if I did buy him, I'd want him to play back here, and I don't know if that's where he'd have the best impact. I'm not convinced he's going to be the one to fill that position. Now, Matty White, on the other hand, he considers himself a centre-back. He's deluded. He could be that man. Ooh, more football trivia. I love football trivia time. What have you got for us, Ducky? Which football club has played their league football in 3 different countries? Oh, that's a good question. Now there's a European league, isn't there, that doesn't actually have a football league, so its teams play in Switzerland. I want to say it's Luxembourg. They don't have a football league, so we've got Luxembourgian teams playing in Switzerland. So it may be one of them. Potentially have played league football in Luxembourg at some point until the league disappears, let's say. Then they've moved to Switzerland and potentially have played in, what, Belgium, Holland. Is it Liechtenstein? It was one of the L countries. I knew that. Chops, welcome back, mate. It's been a while. How you doing? I saw your impressive performance with Aris. Super Cup champions, Champions League champions. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. NTB high, yeah. Vaduz, yeah. I was thinking someone along those lines, but no, it isn't one of them. Okay. Is it a British club? I'm not. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with that because I can think of Wales and England. There's some crossover. Did any of them play in the Scottish League? I'm not convinced. Right. Nothing else on here particularly excites me. Garcia's 31, otherwise might be worth a look. Matty White's the one who's actually got me most excited here. I reckon we can structure a deal for him. Sports science, the most exciting bit. There you go. You're the best one who isn't already at a club, so welcome aboard. Ooh, Wellington Phoenix. We're well out of Europe now. FC Andorra. Okay. Andorra, yeah. And yes, Harris are massive. And how many seasons has that taken you? About 20 seasons? That's yeah, it's a decent old try. Right, who have you got? Right, you. Yep, and you'll do. And even better, you're not already at a club. Oh, I had it in my head it was 2042. I mean, that's even better. 12 years to take a Cypriot team to the Champions League final and win it. Fine work, sir. Fine work. Okay, so we're not talking British. We're not talking Liechtenstein or Luxembourg, which is where I thought it might be. I mean, how? Oh, yeah. It depends when they started playing league football. Are we talking about sort of country where borders have been redrawn? I'll give you a clue. It's an Asian club that's only played in their home nation and other Asian clubs. Okay, yeah, okay. Other Asian nations. That makes more sense. Let's see what they've got for me. Oh, Hong Kong's not a bad shout. Hong Kong, China. No, okay. Right. So they want us to offer a contract to Lugalio. I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm not going to offer a new one to Adiemi. Well, he's only got 1 year left on it. Let's talk to him. He wants a pay cut as well. I'm not saying no to that. Thank you very much. Chennai Super Kings. Ooh. That's a cricket team. let's get a deal done for Mentor. Your contract up. 1 year for you as well. So let's tie you down. No, stuff that. I'm not going to be bullied into a 15% sell on fee. It's just not how I do things. We're going to trigger your extension instead. Diamande will hold off on Paolo Lucci. Yeah, let's tie this man down. He's 6'6". We just need him somewhere. Yes, a loan is fair. We'll do that. It's just going to trigger an extension for Richter because I'm still not certain. I think he's had a couple of good games. I'm not certain he's the one. What is this nonsense? Right, we'll just sort out the squad planner then, shall we? Yeah, right, okay. Real, so they've not got anything for me. I think I regret trying to see my parents. Entertainment thing is so childish. They're singing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Wow. I mean, why aren't you joining in Scraps? That's designed for people of your age, I'm sure. Why your phone's in on 4 and blasting can still barely even hear you. There you go. Straight up your age. Hurry up and do it. Yeah, I don't think I'll get anywhere on this, Ducky. This feels like this might be beyond me, this one. I'm surprised Chops didn't get it. He was acing most of the questions on the stream the other night. Dili Pengaramuda Makota Football Club. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure if I was ever getting that one. I didn't even know they existed as a club. No way we'd have got that. Not a chance. Not a chance. And what's wrong with Baby Shark? It sounds better when it's Jamie Tart. Jamie Tart, do 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 do. Jamie Tart, do 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 do. That's one for the Ted Lasso fans there. Played in Singapore and Malaysian leagues. And now back in Brunei. Okay. Oh, Ducky, your thumbs aren't working there. Seeing all the Ted Lasso. I love Ted Lasso. You want that? You are taking a much smaller wage, my boy. Get stuff then. You're not that good. There we go. Nick's a goalkeeping coach off of Millwall. That's good stuff. You can record yourself doing Baby Shark. 4.5 stars. How can I say? Okay, fine. Let's just put the offer in. You win, Ashwin. If my scouts think he's that good, I just can't. I can't not buy him, can I? Liverpool Man United sniffing around, so how about we take that off? We agree to a bit more there. Let's take a little bit off, yeah. Signing on feet, perfect. I always win, yeah. On it, on this one, you certainly have. Once managed by the great, all and powerful Steve Keane. Well. I mean, I should have known that bit of trivia, shouldn't I? Okay, Toulouse and Newcastle have gone in for him as well. I don't think we're getting him in that case. Ali Cho's going nowhere. I think we managed to get rid of his. Oh no, he has got on. I don't think this triggers, does it? If I'm in the Champions League, I don't think that triggers for other teams in the Champions League. So I should be able to just say no. Okay. Filling up those staff vacancies. Lovely. There was a wall-sided inflatable one, and then we went on it. Staff were pissing about with us. I got water thrown at me, and the guy and he jumped at me. The guy who did that is doing the kid stuff. I go up there and knock him out, the cheeky git. And I probably wouldn't recommend that if I'm honest with you, Scraps. The last thing you want to do is end up in a Spanish jail. I say it's a surefire way to make a holiday even more rubbish. Um, Daniel Bonaire would be a very good defensive coach. What's our defensive training like? It's already impeccable. Though he might be decent. Mental and tactical is pretty good. Go on, let's bring in Panera as well. Virgil van Dijk wants to join us, does he? Clear off. You might have been a good player, but you're a rubbish coach. I can't hear you. I'm off back to my room. Okay, mate. Georgimus, how are you doing? Glad to see you on the stream, mate. More staff coming in. Lovely. I was hoping to see Digiboy tonight. I wanted to get his thoughts on Andy Pilley being jailed for, I think it was 13 years in the end. He's the owner of Waterford FC and Fleetwood Town. Just incredible business, that is. Still haven't moved. Yeah, if you stand up, you might hurt your back, mate. Yeah, I wonder what that means for Fleetwood. If their owner's been put in prison for 13 years. So lazy, this youth. Yeah, kids these days, Ashwin, they don't know they were born, mate. Okay, so Marichal got his France debut. That's interesting. There's me looking to maybe replace him. See, Matty White is a very good player as well. He could be something incredible. He's 23 and he's got 78 Canada caps already. I know Canadians don't play real football, but should we ask whether he'd even bother coming to us? Would expect us to improve our standing in the Bundesliga. I don't know how we get higher than first. He could just say no. The Bundesliga is rubbish compared to the Premier League, but that feels like an unfair knockback. But there you go. All right. I didn't mean to delay that. That's fine. He can wait a week. So I think we can go back in and confirm that now, can't we? If I remember rightly. No, I can't. I've just got to wait now. I'm moving now. I can't suffer this any longer. Oh my goodness. Make up your mind, Scraps. Did they put Baby Shark on again? Was that the problem? So while we're clicking through for a few minutes, let me just remind you that tonight's stream is sponsored by HelloFresh. Do feel free to click on the link if you are the person who is. If you're the one who's got to pick all the meals and decide what your meal planning is going to be for the week, promise you this is a very, very good thing to sign up to. And if you sign up using the code POGUKFresh912, I believe it is, then you can get 40% off your first 2 boxes and then 25% off for the next 2 months. It's a very good deal. It is a very, very good deal indeed. And it just it makes things so much easier. It genuinely, genuinely does. I've used HelloFresh for months and it just there's less food waste. The portions are right. You've never never going through your fridge after the weekly shop and having to throw away stuff you didn't use because you bought too much. It just makes things so much easier. Nice ass. I mean, this is an interesting thing to show me on stream. I'm not arguing with you on that, Ashwin, but not safe work, that one. Where are you going, Scraps? What are you going to find to hide out? Right, 73 is the offer. Now, I think what we'll do is we try and match their offer. No, he's not interested. Why would I match that offer? We'll just let that one fly out. Didn't incognito that. Yeah, just wait till you go onto any website. Wait to see what your ads are. It'll be an interesting mix, I'm sure. I definitely expected to see a picture of a donkey or something. Not going to lie, Ashwin, that's exactly what I thought you were going to do to us. Right, how many coaches am I still searching for? Just the one. And have I got anyone in train? Yeah, one error. Okay, we'll stop that advert now then. Or Mustafi, if he's as bad a coach as he was a footballer, I think I'll say no. Thank you very much. Only kids Rickroll. I'm back in the room. I'll finally take my shirt off. Oh, poor you. I hope you've got some nice like cotton t-shirts for the week scraps. Otherwise, it's going to be a painful one. Too much polyester, and that's going to rub. But except my old fingers, they just don't work properly. I ended up clicking the delay button last time. Oh, it's all football shirts. Oh. R.I.P. You're back, mate. R.I.P. Be nice to the mods, yeah. We know Ashwin's got a trigger happy timeout finger. Surprised we've only gone up 8 places up in the European club rankings after winning the Champions League. And I suppose we've only been in European football for two seasons. We'll get there. Or another controversial opinion on its way. Scraps, that's probably the worst thing you can do. You want to keep the sun off it as much as possible. How long does it actually last? And the worst of it, a day or two. Just don't add to it. That's the worst thing you can do. Moisturize, cool it, get a good rest, and hopefully by morning it won't feel quite as bad. Well, well, well. Atletico want me. They really, really want me. However, I don't think they're that much big. They're not that much bigger than we are. Should we go for the interview? Should we at least go for the interview and see what they've got to say? Here's me saying that we've not got jumped up after winning Champions League. We haven't. That's what we're doing next year. Semi-final of Champions League. Oh, right. Atletico. How did they get on? They finished eighth. They're not even in Europe next season. They're not even in Europe next season. I don't see this being my next move. I think this is going in the wrong direction. Controversial opinion. I think Hertha are bigger than Atletico. Right now, with me at the helm, well, do you know, we'll go for the interview. Let's see what they've got to say. But the fact that there's no European football next season really puts me off. Now, have concerns as your suitability for our vision because of your apparent objection towards making set pieces an important part of the game. This is bugging me about FM23. As much of all of the other bugs and glitches and so on, I've got two big centre backs who between them have scored 14 goals this season between Oliveira and Crisostomo. Tell me that I've not made set pieces a decent part of my my setup. Any club is bigger where you're at than others. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Wherever I go, that will be the new biggest club. But I'm not. I'm going to go just so I can see what they're offering in terms of wage budget and so on. No, don't care about speaking the language. I've moved everywhere. I'm great. I'm just going to be brutally honest. It doesn't matter what's going on now. Broader media controversies citing the inability to command the support of your players. Well, that's nonsense. We don't want to repeat of our last manager who had to part company with earlier than expected. Yeah. I stick around when I need to. Limited resources. They're not words that I want to hear. I have a nice big juicy transfer budget at Hertha. I do not want to hear limited resources. Andrea Berta, would I work with you? I mean, you seem to be alright at your job. Fine. So what are they looking for? Come recognised as best of the rest. Work towards challenging for the title within the next few seasons. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. We'll say, yeah. No expectation. So not even going to tell me the budget. Yeah, I mean, if they come approaching us, we're just saying no. And what do they call limited? They won't tell me. That's the problem, Ashwin. Found the life hack of a cold towel on my back. Ashwin did suggest that. He's a good man. Only lasted a few seconds. Oh well. This is the problem. It sounds like you got a pretty bad sunburn there. Really does. If you want to have the SAS skin, you could check. Yeah, yeah. No, I've seen that. I've seen that. Almost feels like cheating a little bit though, in a way. I don't know why. And the way I see it is, other teams aren't going to go and broadcast what their budgets are really. So yeah, it doesn't feel like I would necessarily know what their budget. I wouldn't mind if it showed a range or gave you a rough idea. Okay, he's already given up on I want more football. That's fine. Signings of the season: Lethen, Oliveira, João Neves. I don't understand why Margraff's not up there. Increasing the budget for recruitment analysts. I don't care. Sure, do what you want. No ambition in Champions League. But the thing is that even if you increase that, I mean, transfer budget goes up by a few 100,000, a couple of million if I get the playoffs. Round of 16, it's 3.5 million. Wage budget 70,000, and there's no point putting that extra pressure on it. It just makes it look like I'm overachieving more. Would you say Musa Diaby to Newcastle is realistic? I mean, honestly, I I think just about anything's realistic for Newcastle at the moment. They could buy almost anyone they want to. Possibly not the likes of Mbappe because he wants to go to a proven winning club, but Newcastle have got the money to make an offer for just about anyone. I'm just going to go with the minimum there. Holy cow! One of my first Asian Champions League group stage with the Hong Kong club on only the seventh attempt. Well done. I assume from that then, Duck, that Hong Kong clubs aren't quite to the same level as the rest of those in the Asian Champions League. I've not done a save in Asia ever. Maybe that's something I can look at for FM24, doing something outside of Europe. Sorry, is that new emotes? Are your new emotes in? Oh, we need to share them. I'll come back to FM if we do a network save. I'll take Arsenal, you take Spurs. Oh, Ashwin, right. God's honest, God's honest truth. I think it was FM16. That was my favourite ever save. Favourite ever save. My friend, who's the Arsenal season ticket holder, we did a network save. He took Arsenal, and just to annoy him, and to, yeah, just to keep a bit of rivalry going, I took Spurs. And it was one of the best, genuinely best FM save I've ever done. It was so much fun. I think he won the league in his first season. No, maybe it was second or third. Actually, I don't think it was straight up first season. And I made Europa League. Then season 3, 4, we were both battling for the title. He won it. Season 5, though, I got Spurs to win the league. Now that for me makes me the greatest manager known to man to get Spurs to win the league. So I don't think it's possible. Only in Football Manager could that happen. What do you think we're doing it, mate? I'd be quite happy to spend a bit of time doing that. Have I got more scouts to bring in? Oh my goodness! Right, let's put more scout ads out. We'll work out in Discord how we're going to do it, but yeah, absolutely, I'll be well up for that. How about we start it tonight? I don't know about starting it tonight because I want to get my Hertha save done. I want to get the Champions League done, and then I'm going to take on a new project. We do two friendlies against each other on the stream. I see. That I mean, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Starting squads, Arsenal are going to smash Tottenham. There's no two ways about it. Arsenal will absolutely destroy Tottenham. We'll take Leighton Orient. I remember doing that with a friend once. I was Gillingham and he was Man United, and we tried to just loan all of his second team to me. Players wouldn't move, the bastards. He wants a new contract. I mean, come on. You're not the person I want to talk. Yeah, no, you go talk to him. I don't think you're the player that you think you are here, buddy. Uh, uh, uh. Well, it looks like I'm going to be bullied into it because I can't really replace him at this stage. I suppose he's getting plenty of European, international football, so I suppose he probably is good enough. But you are not getting that stupid amount of money and a sell-on fee. That's just ridiculous. Not happy about being bullied into that one. I'll take Chelsea even though they don't have the PC. Ugh. Come on, you can play this tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I don't stream on Wednesdays. I've got other things to do. That and I start work on I get up for work at 5:30 a.m. on Thursdays. Oh, I just can't do that after a late night. Thursday. All right, we'll do it on Thursday. Right, we've got recommendations. Right. Alan Dornick is recommendation number one. Slovenian international, 42 caps, 4 stars of ability. And he's got proper wing back attributes as well. Lots of physicals, decent mentals, technicals. Yeah, but really I just want him to run lots. Okay, let's see what 50 to 74 million. Okay. Big wage. Okay, right, fine. So he's a possibility for sure. Centre back, what have we got here? Ooh, early birthday surprise. I'm saying nothing at all, Ashwin. Not a dicky bird. Right, so who are... Really wanted Matty White. Who else is... Arlander Silva. So, he's a decent enough centre-back. Could be world class. Fine, but not the one. Not the one that gets me excited. And we've got DM. This is the one I'm interested in. Good player, but not in that position. You're better further forward. Okay, he's been playing in China. It's interesting. That's not our DM. There we go. So here we've got Alex Scott. Decent. 30 England caps. Played a deep line playmaker role. That fee's a bit of a problem. Let's see what they think. That's a big wage. All right, we'll think about that one. I think we were looking at you maybe for Rangers. Again, I think it was couldn't afford them. Yeah, it's far too much money for a 28-year-old. That fee's definitely a problem. You're missing his Notts County save. Oh, you didn't take your Xbox with you then. Who have we got on the short list? Let's get you off. Yeah, do you know, I'm not that interested in you anymore. Don't think you're as good as the rest. Matty White's not interested in us, so we're no longer interested in him. I'm never going to be able to get that fee together. Shall we try? Shall we try an insulting fee and see what Dortmund to come back with. It's just a straight up no. Okay. Let's remove you then. Alex Scott. Too old for 70 million. Callum Doyle, we're not really looking at either anymore. Now, why am I interested in you? You're a striker. Pace but no finishing. Might be better as a winger then. Yeah, no vision, no work rate. You excited me, but that fee is big. It's a lot of money to spend. You're She was yeah, let's get you off then as well, because I'm not paying £77 million for a young right back. So we're down to these two. Why have you requested a transfer? Is it because you're not happy there? You want Champions League? Okay. Let's try something small. I think there's work. You found it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Ashwin, you're a good guy. You are a good guy. Right, let's see if we can drop this down a bit. You must be kidding. Still a big offer. I might pull out of that one. And you don't want to start a network save tonight. No, oh, I'm very particular, Ashwin. I don't like last minute changes of plans. I'm not good at it. I'm really not. Never mind, verified account only. Boo. Tried for it. Yes, you had a trouble on my last stream, I think, didn't you, Ducky, trying to verify? You always sound like a woman. No, I'm just I'm a very particular man. Genuinely, I get thrown out by last minute changes of plans. Old man that needs routine. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I need my routine. I have done since I was a kid, if I'm honest with you. Oh, what a shame. I was unsuccessful for the Atletico Madrid interview. I didn't tank it at all. You also have this board where you put different colours of magnets on your daily task. We do have a magnetic calendar, yeah. Not don't have different colours of magnets, but partly because I'm colourblind and that wouldn't help me. We're not interested. That's too much money for someone of his age. Couldn't leave that one out. But no, I do have, I do have the magnetic calendar. I also have an electronic calendar where I have to plan pretty much everything out. And I need to know what I'm doing in advance. Like I said, I don't like last minute changes in plans. If I'm going to work and my train gets cancelled, I do get a bit anxious about it. I've always been like that as long as I remember. I also don't like being late to stuff. If I've got plans, I'll be there early. And I don't just mean like 5 minutes. I'm like 15, 20, 30 minutes early. I'd rather be much earlier than late. See, if you played defensive midfield, I'd be quite happy with you. Usman Diamande keeps popping up, doesn't he? Dig out. I think we were battling Man City for your signing. Didn't get you. Don't think you developed as well as you could have done if you'd come to Hertha, but well, that's your problem, not mine. You have anxiety issues as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely do, mate. Like social anxiety issues, just general anxiety issues. Yeah, that's definitely me. Highest rated DM, Alex Scott. Pablo Barrios, who decided you're not. Did I look at you? I thought I did. Oh, yeah, you were better further forward. Not as good as a DM as you are as a central midfielder. Nico, relatively cheap, but I think you probably suffer from the same problem. Still think Alex Scott is my man. I've just got to try and get Brighton to a more reasonable figure. Something we can agree on. That's 75 million. So if you're going to pay 70 million for a 28-year-old, I can't get them down to 70 million. That's part of the problem. That is part of the problem. But he would definitely come in and solidify that midfield so much. His performance is, I mean, some areas he's gone down to 6.88, even though he scored 11 goals and got 6 assists. Hmm. Do do do. Do I pull the trigger on 75 million? You shouldn't even try and make a bid. No, okay. Okay, we're gonna reject that. We're not gonna pay that level of money. I wanted him for less than 70 million, so that's fair cop. Can't tell me there's isn't a DM so far that's going to be better or is better than Alex Scott. Not that I've seen, or not that my scouts have found so far. Let's see. Let's see if we just do a player search, what we find. Yeah, have we got something? What's restricting? So here we go. Look, 15 to 27. So younger than 27. Only player with the same ability, Jonathan Rodriguez. 131 to 176 million. Same ability, according to my scouts. Obviously, we know scouting isn't perfect and that those stars can go either way, but maybe Maybe they're onto something. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some younger ones. There is a Ryan Roberts. He's got the potential to almost be as good as Alex Scott. And would cover left back and defensive midfield. He's an anchor man. It's not a role I tend to play often. Would provide some cover. Well, at left back though, and that's obviously an area that we do need to make sure we bring someone in. Seeing as Kirk Hez will be disappearing in a few days. Fairly cheap as well. That price gone up to 40 million. And one thing we could do as well is look at a left back, because Cohane is also very proficient at defensive midfield, and that might be the way to go. Maybe we look at Alan Dornick, bring him in. He becomes first choice left back. Cohane moves to defensive midfield, but acts as cover for left back alongside, who's my boy, Kevin Akerley, who still training up to be a natural left back. It's only 20, he's got time to develop. He doesn't need to cross. He just needs to run. That's what a wing back is for. He just needs to run from one side of the pitch to the other side of the pitch and just get in the way. He's a left back. He's a left wing back. He just needs to be able to get from here up to here and then back again. If you get a left back that don't cross, you're doing wrong. No, you're worrying too much about the attributes. He just needs to be fast. Good stamina. Can dribble a bit. Perfect. Perfect. Ten dribble, yes, enough. That's more than enough. Yeah, knocks pole because he's so fast. So he doesn't even need to dribble at them. He just runs past them. Just knock it beyond them and run. Watch him. He'll get into the box so many times. His crossing won't even be a problem. He'll just pass it along to the penalty spot where Mohamed Ali Chai will just smash it in. Job done. And he's still young, so he will develop as well. Cohane wasn't the best of crossers when we brought him in, but he's going forward, he's a force. I can't believe he's only got 4 assists. Well, that's why you knock it past them. You just kick it ahead of you. You don't have to dribble then. You just run past them. You knock it ahead and then you run. It's making the best use of those pace attributes. And this guy, yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a boring fullback. That's my problem. No flair, no off the ball. Proficient defensively. I mean, he's fine. All right, do you know what? We said we'd give you a chance to make some signings, or not entirely take control, but to have some control over how we do this. So let's compromise. There we go. £38 million. think Ducky's going all the channels with the emote. Yeah, we've not seen or heard from him in a little while, so he may be off doing yeah a bit of spamming. Okay, Roberts is interested. I suppose that's something we need to consider as well. He actually wants to play for us. Interesting that he wants to be a anchor man. There we go. Ryan Roberts it is. You win. I think we've lost Scraps as well. I reckon he's just howling in a hotel somewhere in Spain. All right, Cristiano's got his contract. He's now happy. Fine. I'll slide a bit of that over. I might be able to stretch that transfer budget a bit longer. I think we're only doing 20 million up front for Reynolds. Roberts. What was his name? I've got his name already. That Welsh kid. Ryan Roberts. I had Ryan Reynolds in my head for some reason. I think he's an honorary Welsh, isn't he? Ryan Reynolds now. Must be. Okay, the boys are back in town. Latter stages. No promises. Code of conduct, blah, blah, blah. Excellent. We managed to negotiate that without upsetting anyone. That's the main thing. Okay, Ryan Roberts, the man that Ashwin says is going to win us the Champions League, is coming into the club on the 1st of July. Something I've not done actually is had a look at who's out of contract. I think in previous FMs you had a lot more big players who would go out of contract and wouldn't sign a new one. This time around, I've not been excited. I mean, it's been the last few FMs where you might get the odd player, but they've usually signed for someone in January. Should we just have a look and see? No age limit. Who's expiring? Is there anyone worth looking at? Sandro Martinez? I mean, he's 34. No. That's it. There's really nothing to it. This is an interesting one, though. Lots of potential. Bayern Munich are interested. He's obviously refusing to sign a new contract with this team. He's 6'3" goalkeeper. That's not a bad thing. Okay, let's talk to the agent first. And it's a freebie, isn't it? Here you go. Let's see if he jumps along. Just send me that safe and I'll split through the players. You're going to find that perfect defensive midfielder, aren't you? There we go. And we've got a 20-year-old Swiss goalkeeper who has got lots of potential that he may never meet, but it means that if I do end up ditching Mads Christensen, which is very much a possibility this season, we've got our third goalkeeper lined up already. Because I think Senkbal is definitely going to be my cup goalkeeper for this one, certainly for domestic cups. We'll keep Marichal in for the for Europe and for the league, but definitely time for the youngster to get a couple of games. All you got to do is sign the player and do your job. The quack is back and looking absolutely godlike with that emote. I love it. So how many channels did you get to spreading your emote around? Okay, all right. Who's Maya? Hull in the championship. Yeah, that's. Do you know it would be a decent move if you weren't offering him as a fringe player? Loan manager. God, who cares? Let's just get Doff to sort that out. Scout, are you any good? You're not awful. I will offer you a new contract. I didn't even look at who was out of contract, staff wise. Another scout. No, I could do better than you. You're off. Performance analyst. It's not a real job, but you're not very good at it either. So off you go. Chief scout. You're fine. You can have another contract. You can stay. You're gone. We can do better than you. Technical director. That's not a real job either. And you're not very good at it, so you can go. You can go. You can go. You can go. We're just getting rid of lots of staff who just aren't up to the job here. And you. It's mostly scouts. You can go. Now, these are all in the B team. Why aren't they set for release? Did I miss an opportunity to set these guys for release at the end of their contracts? I genuinely don't remember it coming up. We've got to keep Cartman here, haven't we? We don't have an option. He's got to stay. Got to keep him. Right, delay, delay. I'm not sure you're going to be good enough, so we'll delay on that one as well. Delay. Far better options ahead of you, so we'll delay. Oh, Rob Eaton's not good enough. Yeah, I agree. Okay, delay. No delay. He can go if anyone's willing to pay. Kuchka. He's 5'10". He's not a centre back. He's delusional. Delay. 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 Leave that to the DOF. And on we go. Right, let's see if we can sprint through July. Right, we are going to need lots of scouts, I think. How many did we just get rid of? So we now got 7 spaces for scouts. So, Tala Ula, which is a lovely name, you are coming in. Yeah, Mantavani, you'll do nicely. Jose Luis Caminero. And then we'll put another ad out shortly. We'll catch you all soon. Go on, Ducky. Go and spread the emote. Oh, okay. You can do folk FM and before bed. Well, we'll see you later, mate. And good luck with whatever team you're taking on tonight. Why the fuck is Amaranth showing up on my Twitter? And I feel like Duck might have hit the nail on the head there. You've started sharing stuff, so right, let's welcome these kids in, shall we? So I don't use Twitter anywhere near as much as I used to anymore. I just it's full of rubbish now. Spam adverts from like there's loads of places doing really questionable material. I'm sure some of them are scams. And it's just every second tweet is an advert, and I'm just bored with it now. Bored with it. So I follow a few accounts, and that's about all I go on there for Gillingham. Like that plastic doll. At some point, I'm gonna have to sit and watch a stream though, Ashwin. I need to see what the fuss is about. But genuinely, like, I haven't got a clue. Can't cope. Trying to lay down, but I don't find it comfortable laying on my front. I can't lay on my side because a bit of my arm is sunburnt and it stings. Oh, it will do. It will do. Look, drink plenty of water. Try and keep it cool. Try and keep it moisturised. And at least it won't be as bad in the morning as it could be if you don't do any of that stuff. No, we are keeping sync bile here for this season. Who? That's the question here. Who is this person? No, you must be kidding if you think you're getting him that cheaply. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not have people trying to sign my players. No, no, no. There is no fuss, just a random girl in bikini, that's it. And why does she have so many people following and watching and always on the front bloody page of Twitch? Lots of places. I go outside, but I'm leaving my top on. Only reason I like to go outside is because it fits to spit. I can't even speak. Fit Spanish girls. That's what holiday's for, mate. Little holiday romance. One word, simps. Yeah, I mean, that feels about right. Feels like a lot of friendly games we've got lined up there. I'm freezing, but my back isn't. You'll genuinely feel the heat from it as well. It will be glowing. I don't think fit Spanish girls want 16-year-olds dancing to Baby Shark. Yeah, but if you do Jamie Tart instead, Jamie Tart, everyone's coming by for that one. Right, are you on the loan list? Because if you are, we're taking you off. This is annoying. Yeah, okay. Unavailable for loan. That's the way to do that. Let's deter you lot. Loach, I think we promised we'd loan you out, didn't we? Yeah. Regular striker, Ingolstadt. Yeah, second Bundesliga. You are definitely going to get some goals down there. 6'6", you're going to cause handfuls of problems. Hey, listen, you never know nowadays. You'd be in jail if you had to date now. I don't want to hear how that I don't want to hear how that goes. Why you would be in jail for that? 14, 17. Oh dear me, I'm not sure I want to hear any of this. Want to identify as a 24-year-old, so I'm fine. Doesn't mean people have got to believe you. Right, let's say brilliant things about Roberts because he's amazing. And he's going to be because Ashwin signed him. Mm, excellent. Right. Hopefully that's made Ryan Roberts a happy boy, and we've said nice things about him. He provides a cover at left back. Potentially will go on to one day be our defensive midfielder, depending on how that turns out. Fine. Digiboy, how are you doing? Welcome back, mate. Dude, you have no idea. I mean, no, I probably don't, if I'm honest with you. We're playing as Hertha, Digiboy. So, you've heard the news then about, what's his name? I've forgotten it now. Andy Pelly, isn't it? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to my week away in Devon next week. I'm going to go and play a stupid amount of golf, and then I'm going to come back aching, but happy, satisfied from it. Yeah, utterly crazy. I mean, I didn't even know there was a case against him. I didn't know he was on trial for it, but 13 years is a mad sentence. Ashwin, all I can say is it's a good job we're not having steak these days. I couldn't be bothered with any of that. Couldn't be bothered with any of that now. At this stage, I think I would just stay single. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Right? I keep trying rebuffing offers for Kem Sinner, but I don't know if he's ever going to be good enough. Like his potential keeps dropping. He's 19. His attributes haven't really developed. I think we start to think about an actual selling price. It's a lot higher than what they're offering for sure. There we go. I'm actually more relieved than anything. My mate had a motorbike crash last night. Oh, good lord! I think we only needed surgery on his teeth. Yeah. Um, I've got a friend who, when we were 18, he was big into his bikes. He was like 16, 17, big into his bikes. Rode his bike to work, and he had numerous crashes. The worst of them, which is the last time he actually rode a bike, was when car pulled out at a junction. Didn't look, didn't see him. He obviously smashed straight into it, flipped, um, skidded along the road on his helmet for, I mean, he describes it as about 20 or 30 foot. And the helmet had been worn down to the inner lining. It had been worn down to the inner lining. And it just goes to show how close he was to some potentially very, very serious damage. It's scary. It is very, very scary. Was your friend wearing his helmet? I presume so if he got off as fortunate as that. Mihailo, are you? Yeah, we could sell you. Let's see if we can get a proper price for you, though. If that's his head rather than the helmet, he's gone up. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, he was always fastidious about making sure he wore it, and not because he was scared or anything, but you just can't trust other drivers on the road as much as that. You can't. It's why I don't drive too close to other people or anything like that. I don't trust them enough. Not that I don't trust myself enough. No, it wasn't wearing his helmet. It's only 16.2. Shouldn't be on bikes. Oh God. He. I mean, it's just dumb. That's it. He's just dumb. Yeah, Automod is a bit over enthusiastic there. Ardaboosh, you are a wonder kid. You need to play football. Oh, you need to play football for me, I think. Or do we send you out? Who's in for you here? We've got Hoffenheim, who... Are you still up in the Bundesliga? Okay, all right, well, in that case... Um, you must be kidding if you think I'm giving them away for that kind of money. That's ridiculous. No, get get stuffed, Hoffenheim. Are you off doing a bit of League of Legends again, Ashwin? Enjoy, mate. Have I ever played a game called Grounded? I mean, when I was a kid, that was a punishment, not a game. But no, I don't think I have, mate. Millwall owner's passed away. I've only played Red Dead 2, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, why apply for a job with me and then not come? I never played the first one. I only played Red Dead Redemption 2 because my friend was playing on his PlayStation. I was like, this looks like a really good game. So ended up getting it on the PC, and I honestly I could lose myself for weeks in it easily. Still not got a performance analyst. Let's try that again. And still 5 scouts light. Oh, no, and a technical director as well. Blimey. I'm not very good at keeping my staff up to date. And a physio. Okay. This is the grounded trailer. Okay. That feels very loud indeed. Oh my god, this is Honey I Shrunk the Kids. In the first one, John Marston and Bill Williamson have a gay marriage, and Dutch comes in and does the Macarena. Are you sure? Spoiler alert, John doesn't marry Bill. Oh well. Hmm. I've not seen this one. Nope, that's a new one to me. If you have arachnophobia, this game isn't for you. Okay, so new scouts, new scouts. I don't know what you do. You're a loan manager or something. Fine. Right, Cartman and Schultz have signed their new contracts. That's good. And job adverts are out for the rest. If I see as much as Daddy Long Legs, it can just take over the whole gap. Yeah, I mean, it looks all right. I'm not sure it's something that I'd play, but it looks okay. Um, we've got an awful lot of work to see if Hull want to sign him, haven't we? 4.3. Oh, regular starter. And then we'll make that non-negotiable, I think. There we go. You a big fan of Call of Duty games? Yeah, I mean, on and off. I do. So I think like half the world, I played Warzone like mad in 2020. But after Warzone 2 came out, I'd lost a bit of interest in it anyway. But Warzone 2 came out, and I never really started it. Right, we found our limit for Chemsin then. It's a 2020 to 2022 worst year of my life. I think a lot of people echo those similar thoughts. Honestly, I've got yeah, I hated it as as many people did. I think it all helped in some way to readjust what we thought of as important. Although I think a lot of us are going back to similar habits to what we had before, but yeah, it definitely gave you a bit of perspective on some things. Got nothing to do with COVID. My mother had a stroke. My mother had cancer. I got diagnosed with depression. Oh, Digiboy, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. I mean, how's your mum doing now? I hope she's recovering. And as for your own thing there, which yeah, I'm not going to. We've had a stream where we talked a lot about this. We a lot of us have been there. A lot of us have been there. The most important thing is that you can talk about it. You got to have people you can talk to about it. It's nothing should be bottled up. Uh, what did we accept here? By now, I've probably recovered and yet I'm in a much better place now, thankfully. Good. I'm pleased to hear that. But if that ever does change, reach out. Nothing is more important than you as a person. So you make sure you reach out. I know that's always easier said than done. Everyone always makes it sound really, really easy to do, but it's important. And you've pulled out Mariana Yalas. Yeah, we're not selling you that cheaply, are we? Men seem to think it's weird to talk about it or whatever for some reason. It's more than okay. Nearly every lad I know would listen. I think you'll hear people of my age, people older than me, they'll tell you how good things were in the old days. It's bollocks because it's not true. Things weren't better back then. I think things are better now in so many ways. Firstly, technology makes my life so much more easy and so much more fun. No two ways about it. It's much, much better these days as far as I'm concerned. The only thing that was better about things 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I was younger. That's it. Things were easier for me. I didn't have the responsibility. So if anyone ever tells you, oh, things were better 30, 40 years ago, don't listen. It's rubbish. And the point of that, and I'll completely mismaking it, but the point of that is, I think these days we're far, far better about being able to talk about things, men included, and men in particular, I would say. We're more open about having those conversations. Yeah, they are awkward as, but we're far better at having those conversations, and we need to be. We need to accept that as human beings, we are fallible. Things don't always work for us. Things aren't always great. 4.6 mil. No, you're really? You want to go? Why do you want to go? Go. But yeah, that we are better at talking about things. So we do need to be. We don't find life easy. No one does. It was just in the olden days. Forgive me for using that phrase. We men were told to just bottle it up. Men don't cry. Men don't have breakdowns. That's why they ended up beating wives and children, and thought that it's fine to take a belt to a kid and stuff like that, which it absolutely isn't. It was generally stupid. Well, I'm glad it didn't work, did you boys? All I can say, because otherwise, who else is going to come and chat to me in my streams? I'm glad it didn't work, and just know you're not alone. A lot of us have been there. I'm not going to say we've all been there because that's not true, but a lot of us have been there. A lot of us have done stupid things because we felt any number of things. We felt we didn't belong. We felt out of place. We felt things were too difficult. We felt things were getting on top of us. We felt that I don't know, there was no hope, whatever it may be. Back in your day, didn't you have to travel through the Sahara, then back through the whole continent of Asia just to get to school? Yes, absolutely. And I did it riding on a woolly mammoth, which is just, in those days, you just had to take it with a 100 kilogram weight, yeah, tied around your waist. I mean, I find that funny, I do. When people go, in my day, it was so much harder. I had to go through this hardship and that hardship. And I always just want to ask, and depending on the situation I might, and the person I'm talking to I might, but I always want to ask, and is that what you want to make everybody else do? You just want everyone else to be as miserable as you were then? Surely not. Surely the whole point of human evolution, human civilization, is that we might want to make things better for our kids than we had it ourselves. I don't want to sell Simon Richter. Go away. Hagglestein. No, we're not selling you either. You've got too much potential. Uh, Boosh, we're not selling. And what's this? No, your optional future fee is going to be a lot higher than that. Oh, this is getting frustrating. Good. Goodbye. Yeah, I notice a lot of very spiteful adults, and they are. It is just spite. Oh, I had it so hard in my day. You youngsters don't know you're born, etc., etc. Yeah, but you've got a whole different world facing you. Yes, your struggles might not necessarily about the horse has died and so you can't get to school 4 towns over or whatever, but you've got to negotiate a whole world of social media, internet, everything available to you at your fingertips, and yet no one really there for you, if that makes sense. I mean, Digiboy, I'm happy that you've got people you can reach out to, but it feels like the closer, the more we have available to us, the further away from everybody we get. That's how it feels to me. And you're the first generation of having to deal with that through this through this age, through your teenage years. So nobody knows what they're doing with that. Nobody can tell you how to negotiate all of that, how to work your way through it and come out of it the other end a well-adjusted and sensible human being, because no one of my generation's ever done it. So yeah, obviously what I'd say is, be respectful of your elders, because I mean that's something I was always taught, and it's true. They have lived through a life, and a lot of things were harder for them than we have it. But don't always think that they're always right about everything. Feel free to respectfully challenge, especially when they're talking nonsense. Right. I think we sell Rob Eaton. Certainly, that's what my assistant thinks we should do. He doesn't think he'll ever be good enough. So let's get as much as possible for him, shall we? Let's see how far we can push Forest. Excellent. And what are Wolves offering? Not enough. Can't even lay on my front because my shoulders are also stinging and burning. I won't be able to get any sleep. Oh, scraps. I hope you've learned a very strong lesson about the sun. I do hope you've. I do hope you've learned a lesson. Show the photo. Now, I'm not going to, Scraps, and for good reason. You're a youngster, and you've got no top on, and I appreciate that it's not showing anything, but just for your safety, I'm not gonna do that at all. I would say don't send stuff like that to me, if you don't mind. Who have we sold? When did we sell him? Oh, I've not been paying enough attention. That's not good. I'm not sure he was ever going to develop into a superstar. We should have paid a little bit more attention than that, shouldn't we? Yeah, shut up and trust me is the right wording for that. Don't even talk about that place of PSD. Oh, did you, boy? You're Irish, so I mean your entire nation is famous for not being able to deal with the sun at all. I've never once put sun cream on my arms or legs. Oh, look, this is as serious as your advice about a helmet. Seriously, sun cream. Yes, it will save you an awful lot of discomfort, but more importantly, far more importantly, it will save you um, genuine problems in the future. And I'm talking things like skin cancer. I'm talking things like um, sun damage. Because once you've started that, it's hard, if not impossible, to reverse some of it. So yeah, use sun cream. My eyes get sore in the sun. I can't go out without sunglasses. Have you ever spoken to an optician about that? I don't know. I know that some people are more sensitive to sunlight than others. I'm going to take that away and see what we can sell you for. How long you got left on your contract? 1 more year. Yeah, no one's going to be paying that value, are they? Let's set it at 250 if we can. There we go, 350. And do you find that's the case just in the sun, or excuse me, is it other forms of light as well? You know, just a light bulb, for example. Let's go for a German physio, shall we? No language language course costs then. Performance analyst, it's tactical knowledge for these guys, isn't it? Go. Go on, you go on trial. There we go. We finally got someone who's willing to buy him. And to be fair, we were trying to get £1.4 million for him. It was far too much. The TV or phone is usually okay, and a doled outside is usually okay. So I wonder then if it's UV in particular that's the problem. Is UV light the trigger? Oh, light bulbs do it as well. Okay. I definitely recommend then having a look at, you know, speaking to a doctor or an optician and see what advice they can offer. Yeah, you'll do. I'm not even sure what a technical director really does. Well, let's get one in anyway. When you go to get your eyes checked, they tell you to open your eyes wide and they can shine a bright light in your eye. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, normally they're just checking the your eye's reaction to it. I couldn't tell you what that test shows you, but I know it shows them something. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't do it, I'd like to think. I don't think they're sort of offering anywhere near enough. Let's see if we can get them the other side of that. Get them the other side of 30. Okay, we're moving in the right direction here. This does potentially mean we're going to step up the search for another defensive midfielder. 32. It's only 13.5 up front. What does that do to my transfer budget if I get that? I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Kari has been fine as a backup. He's not been exciting. Let's sell him and see what we can turn that money into. Badwin Hagelstein. Yeah, would you leave us alone? He's not going anywhere. He's 16 and he could be great. I don't understand it. There are reasons. I'm almost certain that it's not just to torture you. Almost. I mean, I'm not going to guarantee it's not to torture you because that's what doctors like to do sometimes. I think they just do it for fun. Do we see if we can try to buy Alex Scott while Ashwin's not looking? Okay, see you shortly, Digi. He told me If I signed a 28-year-old for 75 million, he wants his subscription back. Oh, he's still here. Damn. I was only kidding. I was only kidding. I promise. I promise I was kidding. Same with going to the dentist. They're saying D6E4. Actually, that's identifying which tooth they're talking about. Definitely need a defensive midfielder. No two ways about it. Let's get scouts going again. Let's get on to another recruitment focus. Let's go for a DM, but we're going to specify we want 3.5 stars. Top priority. Go and find me the best people out there. Now look at that. Alex Scott, top of the list. Honestly, Ashwin, I think the game's trying to tell me something. Buy Alex Scott. Yeah, see you shortly, Scraps. They're telling me, buy him. Bring him in. He's your man. Let's scout you. You're 30. Let's not even bother. 31. No, thank you. 28. We'll take a look. You're a bit cheaper. 31. No, thank you. Greek national playing for Feyenoord. Could be one. We're a Derby. They got relegated. Did they make it into the Championship? Into Premier League? They did. So they recovered. Okay, let's have a look at Roberto Romero, shall we? I think anyone cheaper than that isn't likely to be good enough, but we'll take a look at a few. Actually, let's get the age down. I don't want to see all these 31-year-olds, please. Right, that should be enough to keep the scouts busy. And Kem Sinar is off to Red Bull Leipzig. And I was desperate to hold on to him for last season, but as the season's gone on, his potential's just dropped and dropped and dropped. His attributes haven't developed, and I don't think I'm going to find a place in the team for him. Not with Margraf now. He's my present and my future. Jose Durango. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Oh, very good player. Right. Let's find reasons why we wouldn't buy him. One, terrible in the air. Good dribbler, good finisher, good first touch. Can pass, decent technique. Long shots aren't much, but you'd be an advanced forward anyway. You're going to be rubbish in the air, though. And compared to Cho, I mean, Cho scored a fair few goals with his head. And he's much better in the air. He's taller. Mm. And also, I'm not looking for strikers. I've got my striker set up. I'm happy with that. What I'm looking for is someone who plays that DM role. Let's just acknowledge them all, get them off the list, and move on. Oh, you took it too far. Botland was terrible. Yeah, see, you had an unbeaten night and then you went and ruined it. You went and threw it away for nothing. Oh, no, it has nothing to do with it, just a bunch of dead people. Oh, okay. Wait, what do you mean dead people? Oh, okay. A bunch of idiots. But it is what games like that do to you sometimes. They make you think, yeah, you're unbeatable, you're doing great, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're teamed up with idiots and you can't win a thing. Call of Duty used to do that to me all the time. No, just no. You're never going to be good enough, are you? Not really. 130. Well, let's see if we can kick that up a bit, shall we? There we go. And we've got the performance analyst, so he can come and do whatever a performance analyst does for us. Got our physio. And Dongala is off to Holston Kill. Did we put out our Scout advert? I think we did. Oh, for a sec, I didn't want to do that. No, I don't think we did. Okay, let's put another Scout advert out. We're still 5 Scouts short of our full quota. We need them out there finding the defensive midfielder of my dreams. None of them, none of them qualifies that. It's still Alex Scott. He's still the one. The quack is back. How is your FM going? He is loving the emote. I expect to see that in every channel. Okay, and Rob Eaton is going to Forest. Good stuff. That's more money towards eventual defensive midfielder signing. I could probably pay up front now for Alex Scott, just like that. Javi Perez. We want you going on loan anywhere? No. You're staying with us. Hey, Chops. Welcome back, buddy. We started a Glory Hunter starting with FC Colne. That's not bad at all. I do like the idea of. I think Germany is a league that you can quite easily become top four in, quite quickly, even with a struggling team. It takes a little bit longer to overturn Bayern, but I mean, we managed it with just a couple of seasons. It's fine, you can reject that. I didn't mean to make that request in the first place. I swear I'm following if you buy Alex Scott. Okay. Well, let's say there's only a 50% chance I'll even put in another bid at the moment for him. Defensive midfielder who can't even head a ball because he's 7. His reach is 7, is it? Yeah, fair. He's only 5'10". I mean, he's not there to head the ball. He's defensive midfielder. Signed 2 players in Netcher, Gus Hamer and Victor Nelson. Okay. Those names mean very little to me. If I haven't mentioned it, I know nothing about football, not real life football. But good signings for you, for your level, would you say, or are they just filling gaps? I set 4 or 5 in there. He's got a lot of attributes that are nice, very, very good. He's got the physicals, he's got the mentals. Yeah, his jumping reach isn't great, but he'd probably be a playmaker for me. He's not going to be the muscle. I suppose, though, when I put him alongside the likes of Keeley, he is the muscle, and we'd be losing that. Okay, I'm not gonna completely agree with your point, but I see what you're saying. There's no way he'll be a DM. I mean, I mean, looking at his stats, I think he probably played last season as an attacking midfielder because he went from next to no goals to 11 goals and 6 assists. So I think he moved forward. He probably would be another attacking midfielder, and I don't want another one of those. So do you know what? Just to make you more comfortable, I'm going to take him off the shortlist. Dornick is off the shortlist because we've got our left back. But we are still very much in the hunt for anyone who can play defensive midfield and do it well. And lots of players with potential. And here's the one I was particularly intrigued by. This lad at Feyenoord. He looks decent. Now scouts finish the job, but he might be one. Relatively cheap, tons of potential. Would probably come in as a backup now, but I think could progress quite quickly to being a starting player. He's only 5'10". His jumping reach is only 9. He's definitely more of the creative sort, I think. Let's see what the scouts can finish off there. I tell you off on Alex Scott, you go from 7 reach to 9 reach. Yeah, but he might be more the Segundo Volante role as opposed to deep lying playmaker role. That defensive deep lying playmaker role. So he might be more here, kind of the engine in midfield, which you don't need to be that tall for. Of course, there's a DM with reach, but it's not the be all and end all. As long as one of those defensive midfielders has got a bit of muscle about them, I don't need both of them to be. Where is he? João Neves, for example, he has a 7 reach. He was one of my best players last season in the Segundo Volante role. He just got up and down, did his job. That's what I needed him for, and he was outstanding. Right, we're not. Why is everyone obsessed with trying to buy Ardebouche for nothing? We're just going to reject that outright. We're not even going to negotiate that one. You have much to learn, Padawan. I'm absolutely certain I do. There's no two ways about it. I might have been playing this game for 25 plus years, but there's always every day's a school day, as they say. But in this case, I'm not necessarily looking for that defender. I'm looking for someone who creates something in defensive midfield. If we actually do a network save, whose midfield will be better? Mine, because we'll score more goals. Defending, that's not important. You want wing backs who can run. They don't need to do anything else. They don't need to tackle or anything like that, or even crossing. It's just numbers. They need to be able to run. Midfielders, they need to be able to pass and shoot. Strikers, again, big strong boys. That's all you want up front. Don't really need anyone who can dribble the ball or anything. Just big strong boys. That's why I've got a 6'6" striker on my books. Might versus the AR, but not against me. No. We'll see. We'll see. I'm even going to do it with Spurs. That's how I'm going to do it. The clearly inferior club / squad. And you're going to be just left looking at that league table wondering what on earth has gone on. What on earth has gone on? It'll make you quit FM all over again. I see you relegate first season. Winning the title first season. Ardebouche. I don't. Look, there is no way I'm selling him for that insulting amount of money. Do you know what? Let's offer him a new contract. That might stop all of this nonsense. No, we don't promise future, but you can have squad player. Rejecting. Actually, were you on? No, rejecting. Rejecting. Papa John's isn't a title. No, I think league title is though, isn't it? Premier League title. That's definitely a title. Papa John's is just a pizza. It is definitely known in this country as the Pizza Cup. That's it. Right. Iman Kari is on his way. Look, Iman Kari is another one with jumping reach of 7 and played a decent role in midfield for us. You don't need jumping reach. Not as a defensive midfielder. All right, let's see what else our scouts have found for us since we've been away. So, Christian Ossai. Okay, Ashwin, this is a theme. Yeah, defensive midfielders, jumping reach 7. It's not important. Not important. And he's 5'9". He's even smaller. Your price is, yeah, it's a bit much. This is the only downside. He's a good player though, but I think there's a Man City premium on there. He's a very creative player. Probably it could be Masagunde. Able to tackle, so could play the deep lying playmaker role on a defensive duty. Not saying anything more. Look, I don't think there is a single defensive midfielder with a double figure jumping reach. We've looked at a number of players and all of them have a similar problem. 9. 9. Look, 9. That's it. That's all you've got. 9. 7. I'll bet you 10 gifted. I'll find you 2. 6. Look, we're just going down now. We're going down. Who's that? I mean, he's a centre back, really. Jumping reach of 15, you're a centre back. So he doesn't count. 7. I mean, it's the future. 13. Oh, we found one. We found one. He can count. We'll count him as a midfielder. Although technically, he's obviously better further forward, but we found one. Patricio Martinez, 5. Oh no, 7. Oh no, it's 5. Yeah, it's his natural fitness at 7. See, that's going down again. That was the last one we were on, Losa. Here's his 11 to 16, and we have got him scouted, so we might have someone with potential there. Although that's not looking massively encouraging for current ability. Lamare, 12 to 15. Okay, we found 3 now. 3. See, defensive midfielder, jumping reach, unimportant. Unimportant. Only a couple of players who are never really going to make it at the top level have got it as a decent stat. Okay, you do want to go. I don't care if you want to go. It's just not happening. Right, what have we got here? Christian Ossai is the big one. He's 5'9", so he's the engine. He's not that quick. It's the only thing that lets him down there, I think. If Go to profile. Yeah, he loses out a bit. He's not got the acceleration or pace that I'd want. He's got the stamina. He's strong. He's a good passer. He's a creative midfielder. I think he'd be better further forward. I'm not sure he's the one for me. Lacking. Let's scout you a bit further, but I don't think you've got the ability now. Ball winning midfielder. It's not. I don't like a ball winning midfielder. I feel like they're wasted. He's only 5'10", so he can't really cover at centre back, especially not with a jumping reach of 9. He's a fullback, and I know jumping reach isn't that important for a fullback, but actually, I think it's helpful. Yeah, I'm not convinced by you now. Okay, well, thanks for playing. Okay, Lorenzo Marino. What have we got here? Yeah, you're a playmaker, all right, but you're weak as you're not going to add any oomph to my midfield at all. No. Okay, what have we got here? A jumping reach of 3, and he's 32, so we'll just move on from that. And I wondered why your price was so low. You're 34, Coop Miners. Well, he would be quite good, but he's old. It would be a single season. Do we do it? Decent natural fitness means he's not going to deteriorate too quickly. For a single season, the boy's got quite the career. I think for 3 million we put an offer in. And it is all about this season. It is all about winning the Champions League this season. We get him in for one season for what, 3.5 million. Job done. It still leaves us with plenty of money to go and chase the one we want. Go perfect. Okay. An elite midfielder for £3 million. Yes, he's 34, and we will use him fairly sparingly, but does add some additional quality. And that's the main thing. That's why we want him. Got a left back, got a defensive midfielder. Do we take another look at right back? So right back, we have Akani and we have... So Akani, decent option at right back. Has played pretty well for us most of last season there in the end. Connor Bradley was a nice cheap offering and has done a job, has done pretty well. Never really felt out of place there. Boskurt is young and still growing, but has potential to challenge both of those for a first team place in the future. So actually, I think we've got enough cover. I wonder if another centre back is the way to go. We've got Ruben Oliveira, who is an excellent centre back. Chrysostomou has done a very good job since coming in from Man United. £28 million felt like a steal. And then, of course, we have got, where is he? Cristiano, who he's very much the ball playing defender. He's the cover defender. He's not your big get in your face one. His jumping reach is only 12, but then I've got Ruben Oliveira and Chrysostomou either side of him for that. They're my big boys. They're the ones who are going to reach the ball in the air. So we have a look and see who or what is around that. I mean, hold on, we've got a 5-star player here. I mean, that's exactly the sort of signing that this is the sort of player who wins you Champions Leagues. We have an abundance of talent on that right wing. But he's even better. Okay. Is he our big marquee signing? And we've got this lad who is an incredible looking right back, actually. And he would be... He would mean that we can push Akani back to centre-back as cover there. And give us some real ability going forward and defending on that, in that right-back position. Oh. Okay. Where have you come from? Oh, dear me. The choices that are opening up now. Okay, so potentially we get Radosavljevic for somewhere between 60 and 90 million, which we can afford with a bit of a slightly structured deal. We could probably afford that easily. We've got Chris Evans, who would be a very good right back, but you don't win games from right back, do you? No one wins a game from right back. I don't think we were bad defensively. And then this one looks like the budget option here. Play numerous roles in defence, in defensive midfield, in central midfield, attacking midfield. Only 23 caps as a 25-year-old for Denmark is interesting. He's consistent, but he's not much of a finisher. Loves big matches. I mean, that's what we want, isn't it? But now we're thinking about bringing him in. I do start to question whether Coop Miners is one at all, even though it's only 3 million. Do we pull out for Coop Miners and go for this kid instead? Provides cover at centre back as well. he becomes my muscle. Okay, let's add you to the shortlist as well. Let's get scouts on you ASAP. Reject. 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 And they're going in for coop miners as well. So let's put you alongside this kid. Orlo's got most of the things I'd want to see there. Free kicks, penalties, a coop miners is fine for set pieces, but everything else is Thorlo. Really excited by that right winger. Is there a conceivable world where we get them both? Okay, let's see what we can do. Oh, that's a lot more than I was hoping to pay. Okay, let's try that. You know, it turns out there's a conceivable world where I don't get either of them. Okay, right. This might be one we come back to tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next time. Thursday night. I think we're probably going to be doing a network save with PMD adaptable. So I just need to go and show him how to actually play this game. He's too obsessed with jumping, reaching defensive midfielders to have any real tactical nous. But we'll soon show him how you do it. We'll show him how Spurs can top Arsenal in the Premier League, and we'll move on from there, shall we? But I think it's time to bring this to an end. Now, I'm not going to let you all go without once again telling you about HelloFresh just one last time. Sign up to it. You can get yourself 40% off your first 2 orders and then 25% off for the next 2 months if you use my code, which is POG UKFresh 912 over at hellofresh.co.uk, or just click on the link in the chat that's about to come up any second now. And you know, if you struggle sometimes for dinner ideas, if you struggle for getting the right portion size, if you sometimes struggle with buying the right amount and having to throw lots of food away, this is the answer to that. And I promise you that range of meals is excellent. You get to eat and cook fresh food using fresh ingredients, and it's just bloody fantastic. So do feel free to pop over and save yourself a buttload of money on it. But I will stop going on about that now. It is time to end the stream. We will find someone to go and raid. So let's go and have a look and see who is around tonight. Who's still playing. Shall we go and raid? Who we got? Let's go and raid Tony Jameson, who's on there. So while I set that up, we'll say our goodbyes. It's been an absolute pleasure. Next stream, we will get straight into trying to make one of those big marquee signings, the one that will define our season potentially. And we will have the start of the league season for you. So exciting times coming up. And this is the season where we win the Champions League with Hertha, and we show everyone just how good a team we are. So it's not to be missed. I will catch you all on Thursday night, and have a great one. Speak soon.